Okay, kids, it is time for bedtime story. Tonight we're going to be reading a story from this big book. This book is called The Best of Fairy Tales and Fables. It's illustrated by Eric Kincaid, and he does some beautiful drawings. Let's look at them. Look at that. Oh, there's a little castle back there. There's so many details. Any hidden things. I wonder what story this one's for. Oh, look at the little elves. So cute. Alright. The Best of Fairy Tales and Fables, illustrated by Eric Kincaid. Page is ripped. And the first story we're going to be reading tonight is this one, The Town Mouse and the Country Mouse. It starts on page 8. There's page 8. Here we go. The Town Mouse and the Country Mouse. The Country Mouse watched sadly as his friend the Town Mouse packed his bags to leave. The Town Mouse had just spent a few unhappy days at the Country Mouse's home under a hedge in a field. "You poor thing," said the Town Mouse, with pity in his voice. "You live so badly in the country, with only roots and corn to eat. Come back with me to the town, and I will show you what good living is like." The two tiny creatures made the long journey to the house where the Town Mouse lived in the great city. At first, the Country Mouse thought that life in the town was indeed wonderful. He had never seen such food as there was in the larder. He had just started to nibble some of the dates and figs stored there when the door opened. "Quick!" squealed the Town Mouse in a panic. "We must hide in my hole!" Uh-oh. What's that about? Oh, look at the little town. The border has got the smoke on the chimney and turns into a tree at the top. Is that cheese? And honey? And the fruit? And the apples? Oh, looky, he's got a little bow tie around his neck. In an instant, the Country Mouse found himself squashed against his friend in a small, dark hole. It was hot and very crowded. After quite a long time, the Town Mouse said that it would be safe to leave the hole. The two animals came out into the larder, trying to stretch their cramped legs and shake the kinks from their tails. Still shaking with fright, the Country Mouse picked up a fig again. Before he could eat it, the door swung open again. "Quick, hide!" squealed the Town Mouse. Yet again, the Country Mouse found himself pressed against his friend in the tiny hole, with hardly any room to twitch his whiskers, and with his heart beating wildly. "That's it," he told his friend firmly. "You may have very good food here, but what's the point of having good food if I'm always too scared to eat it? I'm going back home." So the Country Mouse packed his little bag and scurried back along the city streets until he reached his beloved field again. With great contentment, he crept back into his little hole under the hedge. "This is the place for me," he said to himself, looking around at all the things he loved so much. "I like being able to twitch my whiskers and flick my tail whenever I want to. The Town Mouse can keep his old town." Says the moral of the story is, Our own home always seems the best to us. This picture. I love these leaves. Are those thorns on that rose? That must be a rose. It has thorns. Oh, look! There's a little mouse up here, trying to eat some of the fruit. And another one. There's more. There's one on each corner. Do you see anything that is your favorite in this picture? Which thing stands out to you? All right, boys and girls, have a good night. Sleep tight. Don't let the bed bugs bite.